Hello. This time I will be talking about kinetic shielding and force suppression fields, anti-gravity, anti just about everything. I believe that that the few people out there that have been waiting for this for so long. My apologies personally because this is not something that I can usually do without some major interference with my computer and some other things. But yeah, basically the premise of each of these is to as safety measures or to keep the crew safe for as long as possible, like when they're encountering other hostile ships or beings in consideration by respect, as well as anything that might cause harm to the ship itself. Like, for instance, the force suppression field that goes around the ship itself basically protects against kinetic weapons or anything else that will cause harm to the ship's hull. By this, I mean that when it hits this field, it reacts with it in such a way that it creates a negative force, as opposed to a positive force when it connects. This, in turn, causes the projectile or whatever hits it in general to be repelled in a patterned fashion. Now, depending on the shape of the ship, this also varies. As far as anti-gravity goes, well, force suppression, when it comes to that, gravity is pretty much only used, or gravity generators, as some might call it. We call them force suppression and anti-gravity fields for a specific reason. Well, again, it's basically dispelling anything that has to do with gravity in general and displaces any anti-gravity that is inside the ship. So it's basically like sealing out the water on a ship so it doesn't, well, I guess you could say, go any slower or faster. Depending again, this is depending on the ship's hull and the power that this specific little field suppressor does. As far as anti-gravity goes, that it's not good for a ship to be moving around if it's smaller than say a large RV or something like that. But the biggest thing that we always use if we're using jump drives or something that can cause major damage to the ship within a limited period of time is to prevent implosions or explosions. So if you have a kinetic energy field around a specific engine or something like that, it will make a big difference as opposed to causing major damage versus very little damage. And as far as implosion goes, to be able to have a small center point, if the that part of the ship starts to create a force like as opposed to a kinetic field, it would create negative or no, not, a positive force to expand, as opposed to a negative force that would cause it to implode. That's about it for all I have to really say about that. But one last thing: always have your jump drives, and with force suppression field for implosion, because you're gonna have some trouble otherwise. See it.